And from that, honestly, thank you for sharing. Not many people do that. Alison, can I ask you, what are the symptoms when people get bullied or been somehow been moved away from the main attentions? What are the symptoms parents can look into and say, look, something is wrong?
I mean, one thing, like Kit said, could be that they decide they don't want to go to school. And Kit was just saying that they would begin to say, oh, I've got a tummy ache, I feel I don't want to go to school, and they may not actually say it's because people are bullying me. It may just be that they're feeling different. Another thing could be that they isolate themselves within school. They don't want to communicate much in playgrounds. They just sit by themselves and they don't really talk to other children because they're afraid that if they do talk to other children, they might get called names. Another thing could be that they become more aggressive, they become angrier, but they come home from school and they may be angry, but they don't say what's been happening. But bullying can happen anywhere. It can happen in the workplace, it can happen in the street, it can happen in the home. You can have 6 children in a family and one of them is the one who's bullied by the other 5. And parents don't always see what's happening and that, oh, they're the one who's the clumsy one, or they're the ones who are never going to amount to much. And some children get ideas about themselves from what people say to them. And it could be their parents saying it, it could be people in the street saying it to them, or it could be people in their school saying it to them.
So, when we see those symptoms, especially parents, I mean, we need to be really alarmed. Something is gone wrong here. You can't have every morning you saying, I'm sick, I don't want to go. Something is gone beyond. And then I think we have to be very, very careful. Then we need to talk to teachers, especially, and other people. And in UK, amazingly, I met a lot of amazing teachers. They would look into it. They are really, really good teachers. Of course, not all the same, but they are very, really good teachers. They've been trained to know if that person is acting that level. So that's the beauty of the UK education.
And many schools now have learning mentors who are there, who've got some training in counselling, they've got training in how to work with children to help them to understand each other's perspectives. In our school we have 2 learning mentors, and they are there to talk to children about their feelings and talk about how to negotiate things.
Do you get a lot of complaints from the young people in schools?
It depends on the school.
Or they want to say it. You just
some children will say that people are calling me names because I'm different.
Okay.
Other children will say they're picking on me. Other people will say they're bullies. But it's actually trying to understand, what do they mean by bully? What do they mean by being picked on? Are we afraid of difference? Are we afraid of finding out about one another's lives? And I think it's really important that we encourage children to get to know one another and get to become friends with people who are different to themselves, not just people who are the same as them. And say, well, one of the things our learning mentor might do is say, when that person says that to you, how do you think? How do you feel? And they may say that in front of the bully and the person who's experienced name calling, and then they may say to the person, well, did you want them to feel like that? How did you want, and it's actually thinking, how do you think you could say things to make them feel better? So it's different things that we can say, but it's also saying there are lots of differences in the world. Why don't we just find ways of accepting those things that are different about each other, but find and encourage people to find things that are the same as well, and so they can become friends as well.